Good morning, dear students and friends. Welcome to Prithviraj English Academy. As we are doing a social studies series for 10th standard, Karnataka State Board of English Medium Students, SST Part Number 2, Revised Syllabus of 2024. In that, Chapter number 21st, India's Foreign Policy and Global Challenges of 10th Standard Political Science Part lesson. It is lesson number 21, India's Foreign Policy and Global Challenges. So we are discussing question answers of this lesson in this video. So without a delay, let's start the question answers of this lesson. Exercises in that first mean fill in the blanks with suitable word. The architect of Indian foreign policy is dash. Answer is Jawaharlal Nehru, and Jawaharlal Nehru is the first Prime Minister of our India. Second, the World Human Rights Day is celebrated on dash 10th December 1948. Actually, it was celebrated every year in 10th December. It was declared in 1948. Okay, 1948 of December 10th, it was declared World Human Rights. But it was going to celebrate it every year, 10th of December every year. Okay. The next, India as a peace-loving country advocates dash disarmament. Disarmament. Now move to the fourth one. In that, second mean discuss the following in groups and answer them. So fourth one, what is foreign policy? Foreign policy means what? The policy adopted by a nation while dealing with other nations is called foreign policy. Which are the basic principles of India's foreign policy? Okay, so first one, opposition to the colonialism, opposition to the imperialism, opposition to the racial discrimination. Policy of non-alignment means after the World War II, the entire world was divided in two parts, but India was not going to join to the anyone, so it was neutral. Okay, that is called the policy of non-alignment. Priority for the progress of African and Asian countries, support for disarmament, support to the United Nations, UNO and world peace. These are our basic principles of our policy, foreign policy. Which are the challenges faced by world after the Second World War? Denial of human rights, arms race, economical inequality, racial discrimination and terrorism, etc. Mention the measures taken by India to protect human rights. India has always advocated universal human rights. India has been advocating protection of human rights in United Nations General Assembly. Fundamental rights are guaranteed in Indian Constitution. Now my question is that how many fundamental rights are there in our Indian Constitution? Please comment them. How many are there? If you know, then you can name them. Okay. Then next, India opposed the genocide and all forms of exploitation and oppression. India tries to protect human rights through United Nations and other global organizations. India has established National Human Rights Commission in national level and state human rights commissions in this regard, means every state had the state human rights commission. Now come to the arms race is a way for global destruction. In this backdrop, mention the result of arms race. The arms race will lead to world destruction because it leads to evils like global level fear, insecurity, tension and even to the situation of war. If war breaks out, heavy casualty took place due to the use of arms and ammunition. The arms race destroys the very economic structure of those countries which take part in wars. Apart, all arms race is the most dangerous symptom of the destruction of the world. Now come to the next ninth. What are the features of economical backward nations? Describe the reasons for their backwardness. Okay. The features of economic backwardness of nations are the shortage of food, capital, technology, medical facilities, lack of higher education, educational amenities, and increase in population, etc. The reasons for the backwardness of the nations are, those are like that. Here we have first point, they were the colonies of European nations. The Europeans established their power and rule in their colonial countries and exploited their natural resources and sent them to their mother countries. The Europeans did not give any attention towards the progress of their colonial countries. Instead of, they destroyed their economic structure and left them economically backward. They hampered entirely the progress of those colonial countries. Even today, the colonial countries, after they got independence, they could not achieve their economic progress because lack of sufficient capital to develop agriculture, industry, transport, communication, science, education, and health, etc. Mention the measures undertaken by India to remove economical inequality among nations. Answer. First point. In the later stage, India continued with its non-aligned policy. India instead insisted that the developed countries should provide assistance to the developing countries without any condition. This helped the poor nation to protect their self-respect. It tried to channel monetary help to the third world countries. The word third world denotes poverty and non-development. These countries are trying to come out of the shortage of food, capital, health, education, and many other issues. Meanwhile, the excessive spending, open economy, globalization promoted by the developed world is taxing the poor nations with increasing population and inability to manage the increasing problems. Describe the effects of the terrorism. Terrorism causes loss of life, property. It is hindrance to economic development, is threatens socio-cultural aspects, causes mental disturbance, disrupts law and order. It is a worry to global security of the various countries. Road transport, railways, airways, government offices, highly populated areas, marketplaces are some of the vulnerable targets of the terrorism. Propaganda is normally accompanied with terrorism. It is the forms of unconventional warfare, suicidal attacks, hijacking, gun battles, bombing, keeping the targeted persons or innocents as hostages are some of the heinous techniques of the terrorists. What measures undertaken by India to tackle challenge of terrorism? So, National Investigation Agency NIA has been established. It has formed special forces to counter terrorist operation. India strongly opposed the terrorism within India and in foreign soil and is constantly asking global to cooperation to counter terrorism. Government has created ATS, means anti-terrorist squads, established intelligence agencies like IB, Intelligence Bureau, RAW, Research and Analysis Wing, using through its strong themed intelligence system. A financial intelligence unit has been set up to prevent the transfer of funds to terrorist organizations. India signifies its supports on the global fight against all forms of the terrorism. So by this one we have completed the question answers of this lesson. So thanks for watching this video, my dears. If you have any doubt, any suggestions, then please comment and do like and subscribe to my channel for get more new updates, and share this video among your friends. And once again I say thank you for watching this video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.